ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः So today we will look at the summary of the 18th chapter. We won't be chanting anything because it's actually a long chapter. And so we will just look at various sections of this chapter and see what the message is. The title of this chapter is called Moksha Sannyasa Yogo Nama. So Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. So that word sannyasa was there in the title before itself in the fifth chapter, Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Uh, and then fourth chapter was Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Okay, correct. Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. What is Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga? Sannyasa is giving up. There has to be some giving up something. So giving up. Giving up what? Very big thing. Karma. Giving up karma through jnana. Okay, giving up karma. Let's keep it like that. Giving up karma is called karma sannyasa yoga. Okay, therefore, what is moksha sannyasa yoga? Giving up
Giving up
moksha.
karma for moksha.
Giving up moksha for this through sannyasa. If karma sannyasa means giving up karma through sannyasa, moksha sannyasa means giving up moksha through sannyasa. Like that, you don't be too smart. That is what we are saying. Don't try to, without studying Sanskrit, you don't make all these assumptions. Don't work like that. So one is called karmana sannyasa. Yeah, I mean karmanaha sannyasa, sannyasa of karma. But here, moksha sannyasa, you should say sannyasa of moksha. You have to say mokshaya sannyasa. For the sake of moksha sannyasa. Like that, we should make the call. That's what it's called as samasa in Sanskrit. So that I think we are pretty clear. So let's see. There are some. Swami divides it into 5 sections, and so we are going to look at those sections. First section is 1 to 12. Sloka number 1 to 12. It's actually the topic of sannyasa itself, and in fact, sannyasa is a topic because Arjuna started the question. First shloka itself is there. Sannyasasya mahabaho tattvam ichchami veditum. I want to know what is the real meaning of sannyasa. Okay, and then Tyagasya cha Rishikesh. What is then what is Tyaga? Like that he's asking. The final answer is there is really no difference between sannyasa and tyaga. Once I understand what sannyasa is, once I understand what tyaga is being talked about here, then there is really no difference. But our Krishna knows that this ashrama sannyasa, what are the two kinds of sannyasas? Ashrama sannyasa means changing ashrama from grahastha or vanaprastha to sannyasa ashrama, or from brahmachari to sannyasa ashrama. These are all very big in our culture. And so that ashrama sannyasi, when you look at a person, you can make out. That is called ashrama sannyasa or mukhya sannyasa, okay, or pradhana sannyasa. Krishna knows that Arjuna is not ready for it. Not ready for it because it requires giving up, giving up a family. Giving up means staying away from family permanently. Can come and go, etc. All that is there. Even Adi Shankaracharya came once for his mother's last rites. So we have a license to at least see the family. But you can't say going to be a sannyasi and then I'm going to take care of my children and the grahastha's duties are given up. Okay? And that's why generally when Swamiji gives a sannyasa, he will ask, he will look for the family situation. Do you have any responsibilities? If you have responsibilities to your family, question of sannyasa doesn't arise at all. Or occasionally it's possible. Okay, you be a sannyasi, stay separately but close to the family and keep an eye on your father or mother. There are people who do that. Sannyasa has been given. There are many sannyasis I know who actually take care of their father or mother. Okay, anyway, those are all there. And so this Arjuna is not ready for it. And so Krishna is switching topic to what is called from Mukhya Sannyasa, is switching to Gauna Sannyasa or what do you call it? Figurative Sannyasa. Figurative sannyasa. Sometimes you look at a person and say, that person is essentially a sannyasi. Only thing the person doesn't have clothes, sannyasa clothes. Means what? Person is really given up a lot and he doesn't even say that he has given up a lot. And the person is relatively quite free from ragadveshas, strong binding desires and all not there at all. And so uh, that is called secondary sannyasa, gauna sannyasa or a figurative sannyasa. So there it is what you don't give up. Well, the family you don't give up because you have duties to your family. Wealth you can't give up because if you are in grahastha ashrama, you need money, you need cash. Otherwise, grahastha ashrama will not run. And so don't give up any of those things. And definitely duties are there for a grahastha. Therefore, don't give up duties also. You have a lot of duties to do. Otherwise, what will happen? If person is grahastha and then he wants to become a ashrama sannyasi, then he is going to be in trouble. We saw that. Sannyasastu mahabaho dukkhamaptu mayogata. We saw that before. So this kind of a romantic idea about sannyasa and all, you give up. That is only going to cause you more problem. And so, therefore, what remains for Arjuna and for all of us is really being in our ashrama. Let us first learn to handle our ashrama. Let this ashrama teach me something. And how can I use this ashrama to help myself? Okay, to mature. And that's what he's talking about. For example, how in what ways can I mature? Yeah, I can mature by saying Ragadvesha has been talking about so much. Krishna has been talking about. So you can have ragadveshas. In fact, there is no choice. Ragadveshas are a vibhuti of the self. And so one can never get away from ragadvesha, but one need not be victimized by ragadveshas. I can have desires, but I need to make sure those desires are not binding desires. That means what? Have expectations. Look at this. Have expectations, but don't expect that all those expectations will be fulfilled to your satisfaction. This is the right, that is the expectation you must have. I must expect the unexpected, they say, correct? And so that is such an important thing. I could use my life, my grasta life, to help me understand that. And because the expectation, karma and karma phalam is constantly happening. Opportunity is happening. Every day the opportunity is being given to me. And so now that with that renewed awareness, knowledge of karma yoga and jnana yoga, I can live a more awareful life. And therefore, success is not in acquiring things, material things, but what did I acquire here in my mind? That is what is going to make a difference to me. So, so-called attitude, I can build my attitude, and I know. Then I come to know that artha, kama, and dharma are there. Purusharthas, artha and kama are needed for this blessed body to survive. Artha and kama are needed. What to do? That's how the body is. But they can't give me lasting fulfillment. They can give me a lot of comfort, no doubt. But comfort and fulfillment are two different breeds altogether. Because I can be comfortably happy or I can comfortably be unhappy also. And therefore, what do I want to be? And so all this I can learn. Dharma, what about dharma? Dharma is very important in my life, but even dharma cannot give me permanent joy because dharma is punyam. Punyam can give me comforts, but punyam also cannot give me joy. Do you know why? Punyam also is mithya and ananda is satyam, my real nature. A mithya cannot produce satyam. Experiential happiness it gives. If artha and kama gives me experiential happiness. Experiential comfort I can get. But I constantly equate comfort with happiness. That's the mistake I do. So these are things one can learn by living a life of karma yoga. And, you know, somebody comes and visits you, and in the night time, you see, look at the stars. The other day I saw one friend was saying he was ready to take a but I knew something is up. So he got his camera, and on top of my house is where the sky is very good, and he can take pictures. And so he comes from his top floor to my top floor, and then I knew. He said, "No, this one, Venus is there. Venus is there. Look." Then I saw, yeah, next to the moon, Venus is there. That is Venus. Then there, Jupiter is there on the other side, the northeastern side. Then I looked at the northeastern side, Jupiter is shining. Look at this. He's having joy with this. Okay. Now, you tell a very busy guy whose mind is racing, you tell him about Venus, Jupiter, and all, it doesn't make sense because stock market trading is important. And so the guy is busy. I'm not saying you should, trading will not help you enjoy all these things. I'm saying just giving an example. So a person whose mind is racing can't appreciate all these things. And so that's because nothing is going to give me happiness. I have to first be happy by myself. Yes or no? To a large extent, am I happy or not? If the answer is yes, then the whole world is available to enjoy. Correct? Otherwise, I can't enjoy anything. How am I going to enjoy a poem or a book? Somebody gave me a book for birthday. That book is there in that bookshelf for the last 10, 15 years. And you can't throw it out because it's a gift. You can't gift it to somebody because your name is written on it. It is there, constantly there. It is becoming, the paper has become brown in color. Paper will break. Now, if you read, the paper will start breaking also. So that is the status of all the gifts I got. Okay. And so, therefore, okay, come back to what Krishna says, Ragadvesha. Ragadvesha, Indriyateshu, Ragadvesha Vyavasthitao. I focus on the Ragadveshas and then help myself see why I'm so attached to something. This mamakara and ahankara. Why? What is ahankara? What is mamakara? Let me think about those things. And so that kind of process, this karma yoga, a life of karma yoga, makes me see that process, and thereby I understand desires better. And so then binding desires versus non-binding. Desires can never be given up. Never be given up. But whether desires are binding or not, I have a say over it. All right. So Karma yoga is very important. Why it's important? Yat sankhyaif prapyate sthanam tad yogairapi gamyate ekam sankyam cha yogam cha yah pashyati sa pashyati. Like that we saw in one of the chapters, probably third chapter. He says, don't ignore karma yoga. It is ekam sankyam cha yogam cha. Sankyam and sankhya yoga, that is jnana yoga, and karma yoga are the same. He says ekam. He says ekam. Very strong statement he makes. That means don't short circuit. There is no shortcut to jnana. Good. So here also he says, look at the 12th shloka. Anishtam ishtam mishram cha trividam karmanah phalam. Okay. Bhavati atyaginam pretya. So he says this tyaga buddhi is so important because if you don't have the tyaga buddhi, then I am basically bound to my karma because I am bound to karma phalam. And so this bondage is constantly going to be there. And nothing can take me away from this cycle. And therefore, Vishram, Ishtam, Anishtam, Vishram, the new apretya after death, there is going to be a life which is not going to be any different from this life. And because this is my mindset, and that mindset fixes what my future journey is going to be. And so he says, Natu sanyasinam kvachit. But for a person who is a tyagi, who is a karma yogi, nothing can touch that person. All right. That is 1 to 12. What is 1 to 12? Topic is sannyasa. Right now we are moving to the second topic. Second topic is from 13 onwards till 17. 13 to 17, five shlokas are there, which talks about this Atma Swarupa, Atma. Okay. In different language, he talks about Atma. Okay. Adhishtanam and all he's saying. He's talking about Kartritva. Kartritvam is the key. Okay. Then after that, everything else comes. What are the five things of Atma? Atma is is not a part, is not a property or a product of the body or mind. That is number one. Atma pervades the body and enlivens this body. Number two. Then number three, Atma extends beyond the boundaries of the body. Number four, Atma survives even after the body falls. Number five, Atma cannot be recognized unless there is it's something, an Atma, a Mithya called the body. And by itself, Atma is Atma. And in order to recognize Atma, you need a Buddhi also. So Atma's presence needs a Mithya to recognize itself. Okay. All right. So that is those are the five features of Atma or consciousness. And Atma is Akarta. There are derivatives of this. Atma is Akarta also. So he's going to, earlier itself he said, Prakrite kriyamanani gunaih karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma karta hamiti manyate. Aham karta iti manyate. This vimuda, this person who doesn't understand the self, consider himself, herself to be a karta. That we saw long ago in the third chapter. But then action is happening. Who is doing all the actions? I'm the one who's calling all the shots. Okay. And right or wrong, I'm calling the shots. And you're telling I'm not a karta. That becomes a question. And so here in these shlokas, number 14, 15, 16, look at that. 14. Adhishtanam tatha karta karanam cha prithagvidam vividhascha prithak cheshtaha daivam chaivatra panchamam. Is telling how actions happen. How important all these things are. You know, everybody has the same types of suffering, and Arjuna hits the thing head on. He says there are five factors: adhishtanam, etc. So adhishtanam is the body here in this thing. Adhishtanam, karta, the agent, the ahankara, okay, is karta. Then karanam is the mind, and then vividhascha pratak cheshtaha, all the prana, all the activities that are going on in the body. And then Deivam. Deivam. That's the beauty. Then Adhisthana Devatas, all the Devatas that are operating. I'm not the author of any of these things, but Devatas are operating. And so those are the causes of karma, he says. How can you say you are the cause of karma? You are not the cause of karma. You are an important part of the karma. The agent is important, no doubt. Kartritvam is very much there. But how can you say you are doing karma? You don't decide the laws. I am not the author of the laws of the creation. If you are the author of the laws, then only you can say, I am the I am the karta, you can say. Okay. But no, I depend on so many things, so many phenomena, so many people. So like this, too many factors are there for any outcome. And so he says all that beautifully. And Tatra evam sati, look at 16. Tatra evam sati. If when this is understood, then kevalam atmanam kartaram iti manyate. That kevalam atma is kevala. Kevala means atma is just atma. It only provides existence, it provides existence to everything, adhishtanam, everything. But then I take that atma, kevalam atmanam kartaram to yaha pashyati, one who sees that akarta atma as a karta, then what happens? Akrita buddhitvat, due to lack of knowledge, nasa pashyati durmatihi. That person is called durmatihi. Person doesn't see what is to be seen. Like that, Krishna makes a statement. And then what? And then what? Look at this. 617. Yasya nahankrito bhavaha. Hey, the person who knows that I am not a karta, na ahankarta iti bhavaha. Okay? I'm moving a little fast because this is a summary, right? Then na lipyate, buddhihi na lipyate. That person's mind cannot stick to anything. Abhokta ityarthaha. When akartritvam is there, it will be followed by abhoktritvam. Akartritva bhava is there, then the results of all actions being done don't stick to the person. Don't stick to the person. Failure, success, etc., let it be there. But the person is unaffected by what happens. That is what he's saying here. All right. So these things we can appreciate in this section. And then next section is where we saw six topics. Okay. Sloka number 18 to 40. 18 to 40. Make a note of that. And here, six topics are talked about. Shad Vishayakam. And okay, those topics are Jnanam. Jnanam, if you look at Shloka number 20, I'll just point it out to you. 20 in the second line, the word Jnanam comes. 20 second line, Jnanam comes in the middle. Okay. Then 23 second line, the word Karma comes. Jnanam, Karma. Then 26 second line in the middle, Karta comes. Okay, Karta. 30 second line in the middle, Buddhihi. Then 33 in the second line middle, dhrutihi. Okay. Then 37 right in the beginning of the second line, sukham. You can underline these words. Okay. So what are the topics? Jnanam, karma, karta, buddhihi, dhrutihi, sukham. These topics he covers and then he divides each into satvikam, rajasam, and tamasam. Like that he's done. So it's a beautiful way for us to understand that how my life can be governed, how my life should be governed. There are many ways to do things, so many things to do. How do I decide what to do, how to do? You say, well, here is an idea. Satvikam, Rajasam, Tamasam, he says. Ask if I do it this way, is it going to be Satvika type of activity, Satvika type of attitude, Satvika type of result, or not? Then the question is, what is Satvikam? What is Satvik? Finally, what is Satvikam is whatever is helping me in my spiritual life, whatever is helping me in becoming more spiritual. Then one more question comes: what is spirituality? Question. Every time an answer is given, a question arises. That is a problem for us. So, okay, then we have to talk about religious versus spirituality. That also, my by now, all of you know this very well. Uh, Religious life means a life which is prayerful. Prayerful has Ishvara. Ishvara is the number one entity in a person, in a religious life person. Everything else follows. The whole life is driven like that or guided by Ishvara. That is a religious life. And so along with it comes karma and so forth. So there, then what is spiritual? Well, religious life, Ishvara is there, and Ishvara is somebody other than me, and therefore there is a Dvaita Buddhi. Ishvara will help me if I acknowledge him, his presence. If I acknowledge, if I propitiate him, if I worship him, then I will get what I want, or I will suffer less. These ideas are all religious life ideas. Correct? Okay, because there is an all-powerful force that is going to help me out. Okay, then how will the all-powerful force help me out at the end of my life? Well, first that powerful force will take me to him or her to Swarga, and that is obviously a better life. According to Vedas, Swarga is there defined, and so there is no question. We are not going to question the existence of Swarga. Even this Boloka can be Swarga to some people. And so Swarga, of course, exists. If it can exist in Bholoka, it can exist somewhere else also. And therefore, these are all ideas of a religious life. So important. Religious life is very important. And so that Ishvara is Paroksha. Now, what is spiritual? Take the opposites of all those things. Opposites. In a religious life, Ishvara and I are separate. Spiritual means Ishvara and I are not separate. Listen, Advaita, this is how we should think. So non-separation, I begin to encourage non-separation. Then I begin to encourage the idea that hey, there is something called mithya. In this religious life, everything is satyam. There is no mithya at all. Everything is real. That's it. What I see is real. What I don't see can be inferred. An inference based on really perceived is also real. Real, real, real. This is all there. Or there is something that is non-existent, non-real, like a mirage. I see mirage, but really speaking, it's not there at all. Okay, that also we can appreciate. These are the only two things that are there. But what about pot versus clay? That analysis is non-existent in a religious life. Correct? Non-existent. Because we are going to say, hey, this pot, a pot depends on clay. You are giving equal status to pot and clay. Vedanta will ask, how can you do that? You can't do that. You can't do that. Clay existed for a long time and pot just came to birth. It was born just recently and you are giving them same status? Not possible. And so that is called spiritual. Okay, that's called spiritual. And then Ishvara is aparoksha, not just paroksha. Paroksha is far away, Dvaita. And so, and so there is a lot of knowing. There is a struggle to know. There is a joy. Why say struggle to know? There is a joy. There is a joy in expecting this knowledge to take place. And there is so much to know. It is not one piece of knowledge. It's so much to know. The universe is there, self is there, Ishvara is there, karma yoga. Then following that jnana yoga. It's a beautiful journey there. And all that. And of course, from Dvaitam, Advaitam. Spiritual means going towards the idea of Advaitam. That is spiritual, our definition of spirituality. And so, that is what we can learn from this whole section where everything is divided into Satvikam, Rajasam, and Tamasam. Satvikam means, is it going to help me in my spiritual journey? Simple question you can ask. I've been doing it all my life. How can I give it up? Ask this question again. Is it going to help me spiritually? If it helps you spiritually, it will help others also spiritually. Really speaking, they also should not be doing it. Therefore, we have to grow out of certain things. You grow in, you grow out. You grow in, you grow out. You grow into karma, then you ask the question, what is the purpose of karma? That is spiritual. What is the purpose of all activity? A purpose of all activity is to understand that karma is limited. Therefore, karma phalam is limited. But I do need karma. Without karma, I cannot get antakarana shuddhi. Not possible at all. Impossible. Jnanam cannot give me antakarana shuddhi. That jnanam will just be there as a intellectual knowledge. And people ask the question, I know Atma, I am Brahma, but how do I practice it? That this is coming from a person who is not gone through, who's not matured enough, who's not analyzed enough. Okay. So that's a spiritual life, correct? And so a lot of shlokas are there we covered in this section. And and then right, this is the idea. Till 40. Tatadasti Prithivyam Va. So beautiful set of shlokas which divides these topics. Karta. What is Karta? Okay, let's start with the jnanam in 20. Jnanam, knowledge, any type of knowledge. Okay. Satvikam knowledge. Is it going to take me towards spirituality? If not, it may be good to know, but it's not, it's optional. It's optional. Okay. Then karma. Satvikam karma. Whatever karma helps me get this, gives me time to spend with myself and with the Shastram. That kind of karma is Satvikam karma. And then karta, buddhihi, dhritihi, dhritihi, willpower, shakti, commitment. I must have, he says, satvikam. And then sukham also. Sukham, general enjoyment, pleasure. Yes, seek pleasure. But is it satvikam pleasure or not? Is it something that will help me appreciate what Krishna is telling me? That is satvikam sukham. What does he say here? Yattadagre vishamiva pariname mrutopamam. What is painful, it seems? Agre vishamiva. It is like poison. Later on, it gives you a lot of joy. And like bringing up children. Bringing up children is very painful process. Imagine taking care of a newborn. Newborn parents. All of you have been parents, you know, I don't have to tell. So vishamiva, agre. In the beginning, it is difficult. And then later on, gives you a lot of joy. So that is what he says. That sukham is satvikam proktam, he says that. Anyway, that is still 40. Then next section, section number 4. Okay. Fourth section is what? From 41, we are going till 66. Okay. And there he's talking about karma yoga and jnana yoga. Okay. So these 6 topics are useful to guide me. And here also, 41 onwards, karma yoga, jnana yoga. Talked about. There is not a specific order, but there are chunks of it, karma yoga, jnana yoga. And what does he say karma yoga is? See, karma yoga is action plus attitude, right? Karma yoga is an attitude, really speaking. Really speaking. Everybody does karma. Krishna doesn't have to come and tell us you must do karma and all. That I know already. But karma accompanied by the right attitude is called karma yoga. That attitude itself is karma yoga. And so, then what about, okay, first let's talk about action. What should I do if somebody asks, if somebody has a doubt, big doubt, I don't know what I should do. Means, in living all these years, what have you done? Means I've done certain things, I've gone to school, I've got an education, etc. Good. That is what you did what you're supposed to do. At that stage of life, that is called the Sadharma Anushtanam. That is the dharma of a brahmachari at that time, or brahmacharini. Okay. And so you did what you're supposed to do. Then what happened? I got a job. That's good. You're supposed to get a job. Because shortly You are going to get married, and so you better learn how to earn money. After marrying, I'm going to get a job. If somebody says, no, so, very interesting. Here in Tamil Nadu, the poor families, they are not worried about jobs so much. They're only worried about marriage. I don't know if you noticed this or not. See, Ramaji and all, we talk about, our children and what is the next step for this boy and all. These people, it's so shocking it is. It's very distressing it is. We are trying to help them, and we are trying to them, you should go to the college, and what area you're interested in and all that. Some people are good, but the parents, I tell you, they don't, this education and all, a waste of time. And he has to get married. And you look at marriages are not looking good. Even there in rural areas, marriages are all, they say, second marriage, third marriage. He left her, she left him, she ran away with somebody else. Everywhere, this is what is going on. And they are saying marriage. This guy has to get married. I tell them, hey, does he have a job or not? No, he hasn't found a job yet. He's just doing some construction, this, that. I said to, how is he going to earn money when he gets a family if he doesn't know how to? Well, he's sitting at home. So this is a constant problem. And so what is my duty? Hey, you have to first do what is the right thing for you. If you finished education, then go get a job. That is Swadharmanushtanam. And here he says, then what type of job and all that? Then 1841, look at that. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham Shudranam cha Parantapa. 41. Karmani Pradibhaktani Swabhavat Prabhavair Gunaihi. Then that setup is useful to have. Each person is born in a Vedic society, automatically this setup is there. So that these four types of inclination we talked about. Hey, if you're of the type of inquisitive type, you go study more and keep studying. Let study guide you. Let the desire to know the truth guide you. Okay, that is a Brahmana. Shudra on the other hand is very good at doing what is told, and so keep doing. Be do what is keep on doing. For make money and do it with a good heart. That is a Shudra karma. He says that's how Krishna is dividing the mindsets. So you decide, do a self-assessment. If not, help somebody else assess who you are, and then go for it. Do what you love. Then only you will do what you love. If I do something else for the sake of some money, that my life will become always, every day, we will be asking the question, really, should I go to work today? Really, should I go to work? Yes, I have to go to work because I need to bring bread to the table. So the only reason I'm working is because I have to bring bread to the table. Hey, what about the love? What happened? So it's again, it's very difficult to get a job we love. That's sometimes not easy. It's easier said than done. And so what about the attitude? Well, attitude now is going to be I contribute more than I consume. Every human being is a consumer, and the human being can be the worst consumer. And even animals give something to the universe. What about the human being? I learned to contribute during this life of karma yoga. Okay, proper action we said. Action includes contribution also. Simply I don't do and make a living, and I contribute more than I consume. So if I what happens otherwise? Otherwise it becomes rajasa and tamasam also. All right, so that is just action. Now what about attitude? Attitude with what attitude action? That also we know Ishvarpana Buddhi, Prasada Buddhi, and and he says that here in the 45 shloka, and he says Swe swe karmani abhirataha. So swe swe karmani, whatever your duty is, be engaged in that duty, and then samsiddhim labate naraha. Then samsiddhi, Krishna uses a very strong word. That person will mature very fast, and because that person is doing what is to be done. And Swakarma nirataha siddhim yata vindati tachruno. And how that happens, listen to me like that, he's saying here. And then yatah pravrittir bhutana, 46th shloka, very important shloka, where he says, work itself is worship. For a person who's a karma yogi, work becomes worship. That is the greatest transformation that can happen in the life of a human being. Work is worship. The person is not looking to come home and do puja. Hey, I have started doing my puja the minute I got up. If somebody can say that, Krishna says you can say it. Swakarmana tam abhyarchya siddhim vindati manavaha. Okay? So there's a lot to understand, obviously. A lot of understanding goes behind this. And and therefore he says in 47, Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmat swarshtitat. Hey, that's why Swadharma is so important. Understanding what my duty is extremely important rather than rushing and doing things. And then it's Paradharmat Anushtitat, means doing something that somebody else is doing because it is remunerative, it is more glamorous. Glamour is important. And so like that, don't get carried away. He says that right here. And then Swabhavaniyatam karma kurvan apnoti kilbisham. Swabhavaniyatam. Whatever I am good at, understand what I'm good at. Understand all the things that my parents and my ancestors have given. They led a life, and ideally I have a head start. My parents are doctors means I have a head start already. Sir, do what is your duty. If you like to be a doctor, be a doctor. Don't say this is boring and that is boring, and you know, take advantage of the head start that I have. That is also one way to look at this. And but doesn't matter. Finally, what we love is not decided by our parents. So that is there. And so then karma yoga, then jnana yoga also is coming. 41, 50, 49, 50, and 50 onwards, jnana yoga is talked about. Siddhim prapto yatha brahma tatha apnoti nibodhame. Listen to me about this jnana yoga. Through this karma yoga, finally what is needed is for the sake of karma, nobody is doing karma. Okay. Karma is finite, karma phalam also is finite. Hey, this finite cycle, I understand it very well. Tell me about the infinite. How can I get out of this cycle? That's what he's talking about. Yatha Brahma Apnoti. How the person gains Brahma, listen to me, he says. And look at 53. Ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodham parigraham vimuchya nirmama shantaha brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So that Brahma Vidya, what it does to a person. What Karma Yoga did to the person is Ahankaram, Balam, Darpam, Kamam, Krodham, and all is to a large extent gone. To a large extent. We can't say it reduces completely. It need not. But Jnanam, what it does is it reveals to us the true nature of ourselves, and it's too big of a knowledge. Makes us see the infinite. When you see the infinite, it's like looking at the sky and being amazed at all the celestial objects out there, and you can watch for hours, and especially if somebody tells you what is what, then it's even more amazing. Okay. And these days there is a lot of that kind of awareness happening, and it's amazing. So the infinite, I am the infinite akarta, somebody says, it has to amaze us. And so that jnanam is talking about here. Brahma bhutaha, 54. Brahma bhutaha. She becomes a Brahma bhutaha. Brahma bhutaha means of the nature of Brahma. Why he becomes of the nature of Brahma? Because he is already of the nature of Brahma. And so knowledge is what will cut it, will make it. Uh, because I'm not creating anything. Moksha is not created by karma. Moksha is already there. That is spirituality. That is what is our definition of spirituality, right? And so, so therefore, this misplaced sense of I. If my eye is misplaced on the body, then I will have to go to Swarga. Means I want to go to Swarga. If the eye is placed at the right spot, then I can say that, hey, Swarga is right here. Moksha is already gained. I can appreciate Aparoksha Ishvara, and I can do Namaskar to Ishvara, and then I can offer him coffee also. And then this is all I can do. I don't know how to cook and all that. I can be frank, and and Krishna and you can have a good conversation. Okay, and I can talk about the greatness of Bhagavad Gita. So, therefore, that 66, he comes to 66th shloka, where he now says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Shloka that is chanted by many people. I think somehow people know that this is an important shloka. Like that, our 2.47, Karmanyevadhikaraste, important shloka. Karmanyevadhikaraste, ma phaleshu kadachana. मा कर्म फल हेतुर्भुः मा ते संगोस्त्व कर्मणि. So there also karma yoga talked about importance of karma yoga. Here, sarva dharman parityajya, sarva karmani parityajya. Their karma is important, attitude is important. Then finally, you give up karma itself. How can you give up karma? Not by stopping doing what I'm doing, by understanding that root. That root, you address the root. That is what is being meant here. Sarva dharman parityajya. And so then deha abhimana will go away. Mano abhimana will go away. Ahankara will get sublated, replaced by enlightened ahankara. Look at that. Unenlightened ahankara replaced by enlightened ahankara. Will ahankara vanish if somebody asks you? You have to be clear. You have to be clear. The minute you get up, you need to have an identity. Yeah, this is me. This is me. Somebody calls you, you should respond. If ahankara is not there, you can't respond. You can't respond because ahankara, that is ahankara. Ahankara is awareness, keen awareness of everything, me and around me and everything. That is called ahankara. Ahankara is gone means that is deep sleep. That is deep sleep. No ahankara is there. Correct? So, then there won't be any difference between waking state and deep sleep state. Ahankara will be there, but it's an enlightened ahankara. So, So therefore, I don't identify with the body. I identify with the Dehi. Dehi, second chapter. Dehi nityamavadhyoyam. Dehi sarvasya bharata. Yeah, that that is how it works here. Sarvadharman parityaja, we saw that. Then the last section is this 67 onwards till the last shloka, 78th shloka. And there the conclusion is given. Okay, we can use the word upasamhara. In Sanskrit, they use that word. Upakramopasamharo abhyaso purvata palam. Uh, uh, Upaskramopasamharo abhyaso purvata palam. Arthavadopapatti cha lingam tatparya nirnaye. Somebody asked in the WhatsApp group, can we apply shad lingam? Some question was asked to Bhagavad Gita or something. I don't forget the question now. But that is what I said just now is Shadlingam. She is asking the question. Can I apply Shadlingam? Shadlingam is what? What defines a text? What defines a text? In the Mundaka Upanishad class, we started talking about Anubandha Chatushtayam and what are the things we must ask about a text. Okay. I don't want to go into that. What time is it? 7:21. Okay. So many things are there to understand. That itself is joy, I think. In fact, it is so joyful we forget about moksha itself. Anyway, so Shadlingam I'll say now. Upakrama. What are the characteristics of a text? Upakrama means abstract. What is this text talking about? Abstract. So that was given in the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Upasamhara, conclusion. Finally, you have to conclude the text. And so that is this chapter number 18. Upasamhara, conclusion. Upakrama Abhyaso. Abhyasa means repetition. Karma Yoga repeated in many chapters. Jnana Yoga repeated in many chapters. Values repeated in some chapters. Okay. And so, Abhyaso Apurvata. Apurvata. Apurvata means what? What I get from the Bhagavad Gita, nothing else can give me. Apurvam, they say Apurvam. Apurvam means you can't get it. Within this Laukika Jivanam, you can't get what I get from the Bhagavad Gita. It is called Apurvata. The result I get must be something unique. Unique. The same thing I can get from somewhere else, like in options that we have. Then you have options. Here there is no option. The Veda Pramanam is the only option. And so that is called Apurvata. Then what? Abhyaso, Apurvata, Phalam. Phalam must be there. Prayojanam must be there. Apurvam, Prayojanam must be there. Abhyaso, Apurvata, Phalam. Arthavadopapatti cha. Arthavadaha. Arthavadaha means repetition. Arthavadaha. And not repetition, I'm sorry. Praise. 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 Like, for example, Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavanaham Abhyajam Ek Arjuna. This is not ordinary stuff. I'm telling you. What I told you eons, what I told people eons ago, I'm telling the same thing now. You have to be happy about that. You must be proud about that. Praise. In Mundaka also praise is there, right? Brahma Devanam Pratama Sambhabuva Vishwasya Karta Bhavanasya Bhokta Bhavanasya Gopta. Brahmaji, what Brahmaji taught to his son, that is what is being taught in this Upanishad. Like that he says. So Arthavada, praise for this knowledge. Arthavado Upapatti cha. Upapatti, logic. Logic. Nothing is illogical. Nothing ought to be illogical. Otherwise, this dialogue is irrelevant. You're asking me to swallow something that is illogical. There's no need. Buddhi is given to understand anyway. I can say maximum, I don't understand something. That I can say. But Krishna is not downloading stuff into Arjuna's head. There is no such desire. There is no download possible with this Vidya anyway. So, this section is called what? Upasamharaha. You can say conclusion, summary, something like that you can say. And so, here he talks about a few things. This tapaha, bhakti, sushrusha, and anasuya. Those things, if you recall, he's talking about that. Idante na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana. I'm looking at 67. Okay. Nacha shushushave vachyam nacha mam yo abhyasuyati. So four attributes he's giving here. A teacher should have these attributes. A student also should have the attributes. Don't teach this to somebody who is not disciplined, who is not a bhakta, who is who does not have shushrusha, means a desire to learn, and then one who is abhyasuya, so who is critical of this kind of teaching, constantly pointing out what he or she thinks is a mistake. That's not the right attitude. So, and therefore, do these 18 chapters help Arjuna? If you ask the question, then Arjuna himself answers in 73. Nashto mohaha smritir labdha mohaha nashtaha. My confusion is gone forever. And so I'm ready to do what is to be done without any anxiety, without any confusion. Okay, uh, that's a good conclusion to the Bhagavad Gita. For Arjuna, it is the right thing. And then Sanjaya also concludes at the end, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishnaha, Yatra Partho Dhanurdaraha. Sanjaya makes his own conclusion. And he says, now that we saw this, Where there is Krishna means where there is Ishvara, or where a person acknowledges Ishvara and person imbibes Ishvara and the teachings of Ishvara. Okay. And where there is Arjuna, where there is Ishvara and where there is Arjuna who has imbibed all the teachings of Krishna, all our Shastra, who is a Uttama Bhakta, right? And then what happens to that person? The Dhanuttaraha, ready to do. Bow is a symbol of readiness to act, readiness to do the right thing, right? So, Dhanuttaraha, Tatra Shrihi Vijayihi, Vijayaha, etc. Bhutva, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. We saw that. That's how it concludes. And so, that concludes the Bhagavad Gita, a text that is not optional in this day and age for Indians. It's not optional for non-Indians also. It's not optional. Or any text like the Bhagavad Gita also is fine. Bhagavad Gita, when we say this message that is there, it tells me, gives me a guidance of how to live, and it talks about the end. Finale also it talks about. And so both are needed. So I can see the end game also. And so I feel this is a very important text. And so we pray that Krishna's teachings will stay with us. And thank you all for staying with me for all these 5+ years. Thank you. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
धन्यवादः
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 धन्यवादः गुरुजी
धन्यवादः गुरुजी
Thank you.
ధన్యవాదాలు
Kumarji. And this is a beautiful summary of 18th chapter. And it's really wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bhagyaji and Rameshji. Any thoughts, comments, questions, observations? Yeah, Bhagya, go ahead.
Jaykumarji, quick question. I've noticed that you use Satvikam and then say Rajasam and Tamasam. So I wanted to ask, isn't there Rajasikam and Tamasikam? And when you use Satvikam and Rajasikam and Tamasikam, it means that which generates Sattvam, Rajas or Tamas. Is that correct? Ka is Karta, right? Karoti.
So there, Rajasika, I think it is cup, Swarte cup. This is Sanskrit, a bit technical, guys. Rajasam, Rajasikam both mean the same thing.
Oh, okay.
They cup there. So, what has the nature of Rajas is called Rajasam or Rajasikam.
Okay.
I have used it synonymously. Kapratya Swati. Okay.
Same thing with Tamasam then.
As Tamas also same thing. Yes.
का प्रत्यय
Kap Pratyaya.
Oh.
Kap.
Kap.
CUP. Kap Pratyaya.
Okay.
It's a Bahubri. Makes a word Bahubri.
Mm.
Rajas asya asti iti rajasam. And then Kap makes it Rajasika.
Karoti iti. Karoti iti. Karoti iti, right?
Yeah, no, Ka is not Karoti. Ka doesn't give Karoti. That is Kri. That is different.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Kap remains Ka. It's not Karoti. It's a Pratyaya.
Araha becomes Karoti. Okay.
And there is Aham Karomi iti Aham Karta or Ahankara. That is Kri. That comes from Kri.
Araha, yeah, right. Okay. What about Satvika? Then Satvikam, how do you, what is the?
Yeah, same thing again.
Yeah,
Sattva. What is the question?
What is the Pratyaya? Kap Pratyaya there?
Pratyaya. Again, I think it is Kap. I'll have to check if it is Kap, but I think it is Kap.
Okay.
Satvikam. It is Kap, I think. It is Kap. I mean, you can confirm it by looking at.
Okay.
I think it is covered. Same thing. Rajasam, Satvikam, Rajasam, Sattvam, Satvikam, Rajasam, Rajasikam, Tamasam, Tamasikam.
Okay.
They all mean the same thing.
Thank you, Guruji.
Jaykumarji, so in the Ardhavada, even the Ninda, apart from Stuti, now Ninda is also involved, right? Like when you say what is Midya, for example, I say Srusti is multitude is Midya, for example. I will say it is Ninda. So that
Correct.
way.
Correct. Ninda. Means in 18 chapters, we saw Ninda. Stuti and Ninda constantly. But the one who has it gets it. One who doesn't have it does not get it. Ninda. We saw it just now in.
Arthavada or Ninda, is it? Arthavada or Ninda?
Yeah.
Stuti or Ninda.
Literal meaning of Arthavada is praise, which is Stuti. Opposite of Arthavada is Ninda. So both of them come under the category of Arthavada. Like we saw it just now.
Ninda or Stuti, okay.
Mishrenaiva vakyena.
No, not that. See, look at this. So number 16, look at this. 16 and 17. 16 is what? 18th chapter. Tatraivam sati kattaram atmanam kevalam tuyaha. So pashyatya krita buddhitvat nasa pashyati durmatihi. So this may or may not come into the category of Ninda, but 17 says, Yasya naham krito bhavaha. So praising the one who has the jnana versus talking about the one who does not have the jnana. Okay. So this is talking more about jnana, but it's like Stuti and Ninda. 17 is Stuti, 16 is Ninda. And there are even more explicit verses where the praise and what do you call it? Criticism or something. Praise and what? What is the opposite of praise?
Criticism is good, yeah.
Condemnation.
Yeah.
Criticism of opposite.
What are the 6? Upakramopasamharo, Abhyaso Purvata Phalam, Arthavadopapatti cha Lingam Tatparya Nirnaye. What is the purpose of discussing like that? Lingam Tatparya Nirnaye. To figure out what is the essence of the text. What exactly is the text talking about? So many topics are there and you get lost. Suppose I say I'm lost. Well, you have to go through this process to figure out what the topic is. You know, in the US, it's very interesting. These kids are so open. And when first time when I came, then they say, "Oh, uncle, I'm lost. Uncle, I'm lost." They will say, and then you say, "Wait, wait. I spoke for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You're saying I'm lost." It felt like an insult. So then I understand what's the language they use, and they need some help. Don't feel too bad. And then they're saying, please help me. They're saying, please help me understand better. That's what they're saying. Don't take it personal. I'm lost. Anyway, that's good. Any other questions?
So basically, Satlingas are initially to analyze the Upanishad text so that we arrive at the Tatparya, or it can be extended to other than the Upanishads too.
Yeah, exactly. So what was your question? Sorry?
So, I mean, when initially Satlinga has come up with analyzing the text to get the Tatparya right, is it only to Upanishads with the intention of applying to the Upanishads, or this has been extended to all Shastras wherever the Tatparya has to be right?
All Shastras, any text. In fact, any even Laukika text, you can pick up book by Vikram Sampath on Veer Savarkar. Okay. We can apply this. Yes.
So it's like a pramana, the way we take Vedanta as Veda as pramana. So Sadlingas, the 6 of them, to be taken as pramana for analyzing any text to get the reality of the Tatparya.
It's
Correct.
like a technique, right? It's more like a technique to identify what the text is about.
This is it. Whether you call it a technique or not is different. Suppose somebody says this is the food pyramid, means what? Pyramid, food pyramid, nutrition pyramid means what? Somebody analyzed and said this is how these are the things you must have in this proportion. That is it. That is the way to design your lifestyle, your food. And so same thing here. This is the way to ascertain what is the main topic of the text. I won't call it technique, but yeah, it's not a technique.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a well thought out outcome of a well thought out process. Yeah, Vaidya.
So
Yeah,
Jayakumar,
methodology. You can say methodology, correct. Yeah, go ahead.
so Jayakumarji, could you say that this is, if you were to write a scholarly work, you should make sure you have the Shadlingas.
Correct. So a writer, exactly, an author of a work should look at Shadlinga periodically and say, did I do these things? Did I do these things? Did I give a proper introduction? Did I summarize it properly? Is the outer cover of the book saying the right things? That also is part. Is the back cover saying the right things? Back cover will have praise. Correct. Adhyaya will be there. Because Vikrant Sampath book, the Raji Malhotra will write, should write. But generally people won't approach Raji Malhotra because he will get into a fight. So it's impossible to talk. So you won't find any, and he won't give any endorsement. Nobody is as good as him. That is his idea. So anyway, he's a great guy. So that's different. But I'm saying that there's a Arthavada, correct? Arthavada, praise for the work. Praise for the work. Of course, there it is a praise for the person, but here praise for the topic. Why the topic the author is talking is important. That also the author should have included based on the phalam, connected to the result. What do you get? What is the use of all this? And yeah, that's correct. An author should look into that.
So in the context of Bhagavad Gita, what would be the apurvata in the sense? Because it's a saram of Upanishads. And as a saram of Upanishads, I mean, I'm just trying to understand. I'm not trying to minimize Bhagavad Gita's importance or anything like that. I'm just trying to understand. So how would you say that, Jayakumarji?
Yeah, so the whatever apurvata is there for the Upanishad is there for the Bhagavad Gita.
Got it. It's a pramana. It's a pramana also.
Panchamo Vedaha.
Yeah.
Then you can ask the question, what about Shankaracharya's text, Viveka Chudamani? Same thing. Whatever apurvata is there for the Upanishads is there for Viveka Chudamani.
Yeah.
That is why
Yes,
Sadashiva
that's it.
Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya.
Yeah, and then the phalam is there at the conclusion of each chapter, right? It says that Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastra. So it teaches both Yoga Shastra and Brahma Vidya. That's a phalam.
That's a phalam. And Karma Yoga phalam also will be mentioned in slokas. Jnana Yoga phalam will be mentioned in slokas.
Right.
Sometimes without saying it will be stated. Maybe it's not explicit, but you have to extract the result.
Right.
And so, na lipyate. What is it? Na nibadhyate, we saw somewhere here. Na nibadhyate. That is a phalam. Of Karma Yoga phalam is na nibadhyate. Jnana Yoga phalam also na nibadhyate. So somewhere we just read it in one of the shlokas.
17.
17 was it? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. 17. Hatvapi sa iman lokan na hanti na nibadhyate. So that's a phalam.
17, 18, 17,
Correct.
Karma Yoga Phalam,
Jnana Yoga Phalam here. Karma Yoga Phalam.
18, 17.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct. 1817 Phalam is there.
Even in 5-7, Yoga Yukto Shuddhatma, Vijitatma Jitendriya, I think there it also comes as Nalipyate.
Nalipyate Phalam. That's it.
Jaykumarji, apart from Upanishads, when we are saying the extra thing that we see in Bhagavad Gita is also that the Karma Kanda, not Karma Yoga portion is talked about, which Upanishads probably don't concentrate, which they don't concentrate that much. Upanishads, maybe they talk about Atma Vidya definitely, a little bit of Upasana Yoga, but the Karma Yoga part definitely is not emphasized much because they assume that you already have gone through that. So would we say that is another thing apart from the Sara of the Upanishads, the Karma Yoga part that Sri Krishna describes here is a uniqueness for the Apurvata?
Right. So Mohaniji is distinguishing Bhagavad Gita from the Upanishads, right? See,
Yeah.
if both have the same topics, then how come Upanishad is so different from Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, the reason Bhagavad Gita is recommended for all of us today is because we need this kind of elaboration. Upanishad is too crisp, too concise, and it is not accessible to us unless we get exposed to all this through the Bhagavad Gita. Then the Upanishad can take a lot of things for granted. It can take values for granted. It can take Karma Yoga also for granted. Granted. Now you have come to me to know Brahma Vidya. That's it. That is what Upanishad is saying. So yeah, correct, Mohaniji. That's correct. So all texts are not identical in content.
They all finish it with one word, Atha. They all finish it, start with the first word itself, Atha.
Yeah, so Ramuji is saying this one is there. Brahma Sutram especially. Brahma Sutram Athato Brahma Jignasa, and it's Brahma Sutram is a highly analytical text. Atha Ataha Brahma Jignasa. Atha Ataha Brahma Jignasa. So how does it work? Atha plus Ataha becomes Athataha. Athataha Brahma Jignasa. Sandhi Athato Brahma Jignasa. That's how it is. Now is saying that word Atha is pointing out. He's saying, what does Atha mean? Atha means after a karmi becomes a karma yogi, after a person has all the qualities, sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, after viveka, vairagya, shama, dhamma, uparati, shraddha, titiksha, samadhanam, mumukshutvam, everything is got. After that, brahma jignasa. Like that, our Vyasa Muni is writing that thing. So yeah, there's a lot taken for granted.
The other Upanishad also, Atha Ashwala, Bhagavan.
Ashwalaya. We are going to study that Kaivalya Upanishad. And so there also Atha Ashwalaya Naha. So yeah, Mohaniji, your point is well taken. And yeah, topic emphasis will be different. Emphasis will be different. Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara, Taittiriya Upanishad is talking. It doesn't have to say that. Satyam Vada, after coming to Upanishad, you don't have to tell me, be committed to Dharma. You don't have to tell me that. But Upanishad does tell me that. And so, yeah, emphasis can change. And Upanishad definitely is not a beginner's text. And Bhagavad Gita, we all need the Bhagavad Gita. It's useful for us. In today's world, I think Bhagavad Gita is appropriate. But again, Bhagavad Gita is too long. 5 years we have taken to study the Bhagavad Gita. But if somebody wants to know this topic, tell me, I'm ready now. Okay? You tell me what is Vedanta. If you say, I will take a shorter text. Viveka Chudamani, 108 verses is perfect. Okay? It will be done in 1 year or so. Okay? I mean, once a week class we are talking about. in 50 classes we can do it. Okay, so the shorter text, because you can't, you don't need an entire Bhagavad Gita to communicate what is the essence of the Shastra, correct?
True, true.
Avidya,
Adhikari
Bhagavad
Bheda
Gita,
is going to be there.
Adhikari
Adhikari
Veda is going to be there. Yes, Adhikari Veda. Therefore, sometimes some acharyas will say Bhagavad Gita is good, but some people don't need the entire Bhagavad Gita. You need to
True.
they can pick up stuff without studying Bhagavad Gita also. They will study also.
Yes,
So, Adhikari
definitely.
Veda.
So it's like it helps us bridge the gap, right? The Bhagavad Gita helps us householders bridge the gap to Jnana Yoga, right?
Right, right.
The Upanishads, yeah.
On the extension of that, we can say, so for example, you take Kshetragnam Apicham Vidhi. So here we are defining the Mahavakya. So in this way, I'm telling this is a Mahavakya, which is originality from the Gita point of view. So that's his Apurvatva, can be said that way also, right? Because we are talking about originality. So from the Bhagavad Gita point of view, the moment I use the sloka, Kshetragnam Apicham Vidhi, and say this is Mahavakya.
Correct. So you will find Mahavakyas or Mahavakya-like statements in any text. Any text of Vedanta, you will generally find it. And but it's not required. Shankaracharya writes a text, he doesn't have to necessarily put Mahavakyam in every text of his. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. Texts are all different aspects are highlighted in Shankara's texts. Okay. And so Manobuddhi Ahankara Chittani Naham. Nacha Shrotra Jihve, Nacha Grana Netre, Nacha Vyoma Bhumir, Na Tejona Vayuhu, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Okay. You won't find Mahavakya in this sloka. Nirvana Shatka. I don't think so. If I'm not mistaken, won't find Mahavakya. Talks about the nature of the self. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Doesn't talk about Brahma at all anywhere. So it's not it's that way. It highlights one particular aspects. Different Granthas will highlight different aspects of the Shastra. And so, yeah, Bhagavad Gita has Kshetrajñam Chapi Mamiti. And all the words are new. Bhagavad Gita, all words are new, except for few shlokas like Najayate, Briyate, etc., which is from the Kathopanishad. And so that's good. It tells us that, hey, there is connection between the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishad also. There are some shlokas that are borrowed. But yeah, all words are Krishna's words. And so, originality, you have to define what originality is. See, if you say that originality, that which introduced the topic for the first time is original, if you say,
Yeah.
then
it is not.
Then you'd have to go back to the Veda. Apaurisheya, that is the original.
Now, in English, if you want to convert Apurvata, is it not originality? Yeah, in one sense, the meaning, etymological meaning.
No.
Rarity.
Yeah, it is a type of originality. Okay, type of originality. In what type it is? It is that without operating that pramanam, you cannot get what I'm talking about. In that sense, it is apurvam. By yourself, you can't get it. That is the meaning. Yeah. Shabda pramanam. This is Shabda pramanam. Bhagavad Gita is Shabda pramanam. So without operating it, we can't get it. We can't figure it out. Sravanayapi bahubir yona labhyaha. Naisha tarkena matirapaneya. Can't figure it out. Tarka is, we are all logical people. We are all rational people. Yeah, that rationality will not help you figure this out. Yeah, that is what is apurvata. So So in a way, when you do that, when I say this, immediately you should have a question. The question should be, wait a minute, then how do I apply that Shatlinga to any book? Vikram Sampath's book.
Yeah.
Because there is no Shabda Pramanam. That is not Shabda Pramanam. That is a Pramanam for a topic about Veer Savarkar. If you want to know, you can read those books. But you can read some other books also. And you can even do your own research and figure it out, because it's all available with the tarka, with logic, with the capacity I have, we can figure it out. Therefore, apurvata you can't is not there. That kind of apurvata is not there. But you have to dilute the meaning of apurvata a little bit and say, you know what, this kind of book has not been written before. And therefore, this book is a must buy. If you say, okay, that is one way of saying apurvata. A good book like this we've not seen. A well-researched book like this we've not seen. This kind of articulation we've not seen.
One of a kind.
Yeah.
Huh?
One of a kind is it.
One of a kind book. That is apurvata.
Mahodaya, give me a clear definition of Shabda Pramana.
Give me a clear definition of Shabda Pramanam. All right. I'll open the floor. Anybody who wants to say a few words to answer Haraprasadji's question. Think about it and give a nice answer. Yeah, Vaidya, go ahead. I'm going to, I'll unmute, I can take, I don't need to be on spotlight. I will, yeah, so that everybody can see everybody else.
So Shabda Pramanam, to me, it stands for Shabdam is Vedam. And Vedam is a Pramanam. Pramanam itself means means of knowledge. And the way I understand this is, we all know that we are self-evident, we are self-existent, because nobody has to tell us that we exist. However, it's only the Vedam that is serving as a means of knowledge to say that who you really are. And it also talks about the nature of Brahman and says that your nature and Brahman's nature are identical. So this kind of knowledge you cannot arrive at by any other means of knowledge. So that is why it's Vedam is a Pramanam, or Vedanta is a Pramanam, and it's called Shabda Pramanam. Shabdam means Vedam.
Okay.
Yeah, and my question, Mahodaya, is
Haraji, we're not done yet. We're not done
okay.
yet. So I'm waiting I'm giving opportunity to others to talk. Yeah, Prasad.
No,
Yeah, so it is.
I wanted to rebut the previous speakers, but it's okay. I can wait.
Right. Wait, and then I'll give you a chance. And then if there are any questions, I'll be happy. Yeah, Prasad, go ahead.
I just want to put it this way, simple way. It's a statement of a credible source. That's all I will say. Yeah, about Shabda Pramana.
The way I look at it, Shabda Pramanam is necessary for the things that cannot be explained as like the Laukika things you can infer through perception, direct perception, or inference and things like that, where your senses can be used to kind of confirm whether this is correct or not. Whereas for the kind of topics where your senses cannot be used, there is no other way of confirming, no other means to know that. There Shabda Pramana comes. For example, is there Swarga? There is no way your eyes can tell or anything. Only Vedas can tell us who you are as the subject, as the experiencer. Nobody can tell. You know to certain extent what it is, but how to reach there, the means of knowledge to do that is only through Shabda Pramana, which is Vedas. So it is used as a Pramanas in places where your senses cannot be used. So that is the only non-material, like where material things are there, your senses will work. But for the non-material things that are there beyond the senses, only Shabda Pramana can be used. That is the speciality of the Shabda Pramana, I would say.
So, unless anybody else is raising their hand, Bhagya, you have something to say? You're unmuted. No.
Yeah, for me, Shabda Pramana means it is an authority, and then it is true and beyond. So here when we say Veda is Pramanam, it is Shabda Pramanam because nobody can question that, and it is the authority. That's how I understood.
All right. Authority. Your idea is authority. All right. So we need to be crystal clear about this. Okay.
No,
So
can
Ara,
I
go ahead.
can I answer before you answer?
Yes, I promised that we should do that. And please go ahead and speak.
Okay. Of all the answers I heard, I liked the answer from Bhagya. I will tell you why. For example, I have heard you are a learned man. For me, whatever you are saying is Shabda Pramana. Okay, it is an authority. I'm hearing an authority using my ears. Similarly, Veda is an authority I'm hearing through my ears. So anything which I consider as coming as a kind of an authoritative source is Shabda Pramana.
No, that is not true, Hariji, because human beings will cause error. Doesn't matter how intellectual, how authoritative you are on a subject, because you are a human being, it is coming from a human mind, which is subject to what would we say, like mistakes. We tend to have our own biases and our own things, though you can call it authority. But
So
Vedas
Mohini,
No, okay. If that is the case, are you telling me is a Veda is a Pramana or not?
It
So
is a
wait.
pramana because it is a
So,
Paurusha.
friends, please. Let's slow down. Okay. People have given feedback. I'm not saying please debate with each other. I didn't say. I said, please, anybody wants to talk about Shabda Pramana, please talk. This is what I said. And I didn't say argue with each other
Sorry, I
and all.
didn't mean. Sorry.
No, you don't want me that. Okay.
Sorry about that.
We heard it. Okay. So, authority, etc. See, authority is not the way we define Shabda Pramana. See, we are talking about what is Shabda Pramana, you said. And I know a lot of authorities in their own subjects. Okay, their own subject, their authorities. And yes, and we do listen to them, right? If somebody comes and talks about the India's history, and if Anand Ranganathan comes here, or Sai Deepak, or Vikrant Sampath comes, we listen to them because they've studied so much, okay? And they are an authority in that. Yeah, we take that as true, what they say as true. So we take them as praman. That's what Hara was just saying. That like that, the Veda is a pramanam because it's the authority on the topics it talks about. It said, okay, keep it aside. Yes, on the topics it talks about. Now the question, what are the topics it talks about? Is if suppose, okay, pramana. We have to look at this clearly, guys. And people are getting close, but they did not hit the target. Okay. Pramana. Suppose I say, suppose I show you a fruit. Suppose I show you a fruit. And this is not a fruit, but I just suppose I show you a fruit and say, how does it taste? Then what will you say? Even though you can taste, you will have to beg and say, I mean, this group can't decide that. You can taste it yourself, Guruji, and you figure it out. That's all maximum you can say. Why? Because that pramanam that is needed to figure out how it tastes even though you have it, you can't use it on the object. All right. Or suppose I say, why don't you use your eyes to figure out how this thing tastes? Suppose I say. You can see it? Yeah, I can see the mango. Then you'll say, no, there are 5 pramanams. There is hearing, seeing, touching, etc. And the thing is, these things are so important and so independent that what one guy does, the other guy cannot do. Therefore, each is a pramanam. That each has a capacity that nobody else nothing in the universe can replace that sense organ. Okay. The science can help you. If I'm hard to hear, the science can put a little plug here and then hearing aid, and then it makes me hear. It can enhance what I have. It can even do a surgery and repair a part, and then I thought I lost the sense of hearing, but now I got it back. Okay, that it can do. Science is only help using what is there here, and maximum it can accentuate, it can improve, etc. But science cannot create the sense of hearing. Okay? Therefore, these 5 sense organs are unique pramanams. 5 unique pramanams are there. Okay, then we say mind also is a pramanam. Because what the mind does, these sense organs cannot do. Mind can use the data from these sense organs and process it and then do all kinds of magic. Okay, so sense organs are giving me a pramanam called pratyaksha pramanam. We use the word pratyaksham for it. Pratyaksham. What do they call it? In the code, is it? There is a word they use.
Eyewitness.
Eyewitness. Eyewitness, correct. Eyewitness. They use the word eyewitness. Eyewitness is so important because the eyewitness, that guy is a crucial witness, eyewitness, because everybody else is saying, they're telling all kinds of stories, but this guy is saying, I saw it. I saw it. Tell me what do you mean by you saw it? So all those questions can come. That pramanam is so important. Anyway, this is called pancha pramanani, indriya pramanani. And you add the 6th one, which is the mind. Then mind can do inference. And how do you know I have diabetes? If somebody says inference, a lot of inference has been done. Lot of inference. Diabetes is not visible at all. And then they do inference. You just test all these things. The test, even though it is a half a second test, but the half a second test, a lot of inference is going on, and a lot of science has gone into producing that little strip. My God, these days these strips are everywhere. Okay, a lot of inference. So based on the data, pratyaksham, the blood is the pratyaksham. And then it makes an inference and says you have all these problems. You give a little bit of blood, they give you a big report on what all is there in the body and what's not and what you have to do. Okay, all that is inference. Inference is another pramanam. But that inference is not independent. It is based on pratyaksha pramanam. Pratyaksha is independent. Inference is dependent on pratyaksha. Now, there is another pramanam that is needed. Now, I'll give you a problem. What is the problem? The problem is that example I gave in the Mundaka Upanishad class about the guy who is searching for his glasses. When I want the glasses, I'm not finding it. I don't know why.
I know. You put it here. Put it on the top.
Okay, I want to just make it lively.
Okay.
Hari Prasad, nice seeing your nice smile after a long time.
Okay.
Yeah. So here is the example. We want to solve this problem. So we want to solve the problem of the guy who can't read without glasses, who is searching for his glasses. That's the problem I'm giving. And we are going to ask the question, is Pratyaksha going to solve the problem? Or inference, namely Anumana, is going to solve the problem? Okay. If
Pratyaksha is going to solve the
Pratyaksha
problem.
were going to solve the problem, he should find the glasses. Using eyes, he should find the glasses. But he's not able to find because he's been looking around. He's frustrated. Past 1 hour he's been looking, he could not find. Okay. Suppose he says, no, I kept it somewhere, maybe in the store I kept it. No, but he was reading this morning, just 10 minutes back, about 1 hour back, he was reading right here. The glasses are right here. Then why you can't find it? You can't find it. Better convince yourself your pratiksha won't work. Okay? Pratiksha will not work. Pratiksha is ruled out in this case. Then Anumana is of no use. Because Anumana relies on Pratyaksha. If Pratyaksha is not useful, Anumana is out. Out. Because Anumana relies on Pratyaksha. Best you can say, how come I don't have my glasses? Why is this? Where is the glass? It's empty. The box is empty. What happened? Did you go anywhere, etc.? You can ask all those analysis you can do. Did I leave it at the store yesterday, etc.? You can say. But finally, this guy, right? This guy I'm talking about, not any guy, this guy. And so can't use Anumana Pratyaksha gone through the door. That is why in the example I told you that boy, his son is having a lot of fun with the daddy. A lot of fun. This is fun because the son knows that this guy is trapped. Father is trapped and I want to see my father trapped. I get a lot of joy in seeing my father trapped. I want to have fun at the expense of father. Not only I, everybody, family members, all also, they are looking at each other. That means what? They are all waiting. They have been victims all along. Now is the chance to victimize this guy. And so that means what? They know. The family members know Pratyaksha will not work. Family members know Anumana will not work. This guy needs another pramanam. This guy, without that pramanam, it won't work. And the pramanam is what? You know what the pramanam is? The pramanam that will work is called Shabda Pramanam. And the son will say, Dad, just keep your hands like this to cover your ears. That is called Shabda Pramanam. That is called Shabda Pramanam. Shabda, word, literally it is words. Shabda means words. Don't think Shabda is some esoteric stuff. No, it's not esoteric. It is words. Words. Words which do what? Which reveal the nature of the person. In this case, that I am already having my glasses. Why this Shabda Pramana works in this case? It works because the person's pursuit began with a wrong assumption. Wrong assumptions can only be removed. Not only, I won't say only, in this case, that wrong assumption is removed by Shabda. Only that Shabda that, hey, you are confused. You are not what you are thinking yourself to be. That is called Shabda Pramana. That is what the son knows, mother knows, daughter knows, everybody knows this. Only Shabda Pramana will work. And so, Pratyaksha is out the door. Anumana is out the door. Tarka is out the door. Naisha Tarkena Matirapaneya. That's why Upanishad says that. Everything is out. Shabda is the only thing that is remaining. This is the meaning of Shabda Pramana. Haraprasad.
Okay. Got it. Dhanyavadaha, Mahodaya.
So it is the statement of the credible source itself, right? I mean, can we say, I mean, whatever I was thinking.
No. Where is the credibility? Please tell me. Now tell me. Where does credibility come here? You mean the son, father thinks of the son as a credible source?
Or anybody within
Father doesn't care about the son. Where credibility comes? Authority. Is this guy an authority on Shabda Pramana? Son? Son is not an authority, my dear friend. Hey, the son knows the answer to this and he knows only Shabda is the answer. That Shabda. Unless the son tells this guy is going to be running around like a crazy guy until he falls, and then when it falls, the specs may fall off, and then he may discover the specs. That's different thing altogether.
But if you go to a mirror, if the son asks him to go to the restroom or bathroom, that is not a Shabda.
That is Shabda.
That is a vision.
That is Shabda.
No, vision. He sees it by looking at it.
You tell me now. You answer your question. Now you tell me. Now you answer your question. I'm not going to answer this question.
The son told him. That's the Shabda.
Yeah, the son told.
No, but all the noise the dad made also is a Shabda only.
Hey, this is an example, Maheshji. This is an example.
So that's what I'm saying. So
This
depends
is an
on
example.
what.
No, you're not saying that. No, you're not saying that. You asked me the question. No, there is no Shabda involved when you look at the mirror. And so you're asking me the question, how can you call it Shabda Pramana?
No. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying when you look at the mirror, Shabda
Okay.
is not important. But basically, you're seeing yourself. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Therefore, that is why we say Veda is a mirror of words. Because Veda is not a physical mirror, And so, just like since we appreciate the mirrorness, Maheshji, like you said, and we say Veda is a word mirror.
Jai Kumarji,
Correct.
I thought when you say Shabda Pramana is Veda, because at that time it never returned, right? It is always passing from one person to another person. So that's why this called Shruti. So I thought when we say Shabda Pramana, that's why it was always passing through Shabda
So
words, right?
now, having told you what I just told you.
No. Before that, when you heard Shabda Pramana, Shruti, that's what in my mind came. So
Correct.
that's what
That is
but
how we introduce the topic to people. Why it is called Shruti? Because it is in the form of words.
right, that is Shabda.
That
Like
is
that.
Shabda.
Oh,
But that is the different from Shabda Pramana. Now we are talking entirely different thing. I am
no.
saying Shabda
So,
is a Pramana.
okay, so I may have misunderstood Shabda and Pramanam. So, Pramana in my mind, I thought it is like, authority or adhikaratvam. That's why I did answer like that.
So Bhagyaji is saying the word Shruti itself comes from the idea that these Veda mantras were listened to, just audio, and memorized and taught, and understood and taught and understood and taught. It was not written like that. That idea is there. Correct. That is correct. Shruti means that. That is why it is called like that. But the Shruti idea does not give the idea of Pramana. What we just said now has nothing to do with Pramanam. Pramanam is a different topic altogether. And so there I also use the word Shabda Pramanam. So that is why this is a different Pramana. Shruti does not give the idea of Shabda Pramanam. Shruti tells you why it's a herd. Karna Parampara. Shruti talks about Karna Parampara. But Shabda Pramanam says you can't, this Indriyani will not help you. The Pancha Pramanani, Shat Pramanani will not help you. You need a Shabda.
But Jayakumarji, so earlier, when it is a credible source, it has to be a credible source. That is an example again, right? Because when you talk about a person, it's it's an example. But when you say something else is a source of whether I can accept it as pramana, no, I can. It has to be a credible source. That's how the Veda become a credible source.
So I'm purposely provoking you and challenging you. And I purposely said, where is credibility here? So that you will think about these things. But if the parampara is there established, and like this, our ancestors have used the Shabda Pramana. They are also great thinkers. If it was not credible, they would have found out flaws in it, and it would have changed. And that is why Mohini said this is a apaurusheyam. Therefore, you can try your best. You cannot find a flaw in it. Okay. Therefore, it is of course a credible source. It has become credible because it is not somebody just accidentally discovered it and said this is what it is. And so yeah, it is credible, no doubt about that. That's what gives us Shraddha, is it not? Shraddha. Credibility is there and apaurushayatvam is there. That Shabda Pramanam it is a Pramanam. See, we don't know. When we have Shraddha in the Veda, we may not know that much about Shabda Pramanam. We have
Jayakumarji,
to
can I
study.
say something?
Huh?
The credibility can only be found out when we use the pramanam. So use that, then you will realize yourself, you will reach at the conclusion what it says is true or not. The credibility is when you use the pramana. For example, the eyes are seeing, it is revealed to you. Same thing, when you use the Shabda Pramanam, the final thing is revealed to you. So the credibility is known only when you use it.
That's what I
So it is
said. Our parents have used it. Our ancestors have used it.
Yeah.
Used the pramanam.
And they found out. So you will find out too.
And
Yeah.
so they have proved it for themselves. And if they could find a mistake in it, they would have found a mistake by now. They were not ordinary people, right? They
Yes.
are great people. And so the fact that that has not happened, and the fact that it has come down intact, and we are also not blindly accepting anything.
Yeah, we have to use it.
Okay,
find
Mahodaya, let me come back, please. So, in Shabda, okay, an eyewitness is not a Shabda Pramana. So, for a Shabda Pramana means a transmission of sound must be heard. Is that right?
Okay, that is okay if you want to use it like that. So go back
Okay.
to the example. Go back to the example.
Yeah.
Dad, your glasses are on your head.
Yes.
Let's be explicit now. Let's be explicit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's reduce all the drama and come back to Shabda. Okay. Dad, your glasses are on your head. Did you look at your head? Okay. Then he gets it, right? And so, correct. So he had to hear those words. He had to hear those words. Or somebody can come up with a smart idea that, they use the sign language where though no words are uttered. No words are uttered.
Okay. Okay.
The guys, oh, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. The same thing happened without uttering any words.
Okay.
But the idea is words are uttered. I mean, those are all examples. But words have to be uttered and have to be heard. Yes. This pramanam has to operate.
Okay.
Because that's why
Okay.
Shravanam, we keep on saying. And
Okay.
Shravanam is hard without hearing.
Yeah. I got it, Mahodaya. Dhanyavadaha.
Okay.
My next question is, next class, is it Kaivalya Upanishad or Vivek Chudamani?
Okay, we will put a note in the group. And now that the classes are over, this coming Wednesday, our time, Indian Standard Time, Tuesday, your time, we had said it's meant for people to talk and to share their feedback and
Correct.
thoughts, etc. So, Mahesh, do you think we should
Yes.
reserve? Huh?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. So that's what we are going to. Others also feel we should do that.
Yeah, because we have been learning this for a long time. So
Good. Very good. Bhagya and others are also saying the same thing. So we'll
Saying what, Mahodaya?
the next session, the next hour, which is
Yes.
on Wednesday, IST, is
Yeah.
where all of you have expressed interest to say a few words about their journey, your journey. And so that's what the next session is about, Wednesday.
Okay.
Then starting next week, next Monday, we have not announced it yet, but we'll announce it. Monday morning, I'll be teaching Kaivalya Upanishad.
Okay.
And Wednesday morning, we'll be studying Viveka Chudamani.
Okay.
So our two Bhagavad Gita classes will be replaced by those other
two Thursday morning, isn't it?
No, Bhagavad Gita is always on
morning
Mondays
is
and
Mundaka.
Wednesdays, IST. Thursday, we've already started Mundaka Upanishad in India.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
and I got it. In San Diego, Swamiji is going to start from January 18th.
you said that this one, no, Kaivalya, you said.
Yes, Kaivalya. He's going to start.
In fact, I sent him a message just 3-4 days ago. I got a message from him today. It's a different topic, but please convey my namaskars to Swami Adhyaya.
Okay.
He's teaching at Salisbury also. He visits Salisbury periodically. So,
yeah.
Good.
Okay, Mahodaya.
Very
Very
good.
quickly, Jaykumarji. So, I mean, I was thinking when Mohiniji said like going through the this one, so that actually given a different question actually. So while differing with that, because if I have to go through the Upanishad or this thing to find out, then it's difficult for me to see. Our very original understanding is that we accept it as pramana. So that gives you a promise that, hey, going through that on self-inquiry, you have the advantage of liberation or mukti. So my question based on that is like, well, it has been given when like you said, the rishis and the seers has gone based on their knowledge. It has been said this is pramana which you need to accept, right? That's what I'm accepting it as pramana.
Yeah.
Rather than me going through it and find out, yes, this is pramana because I accept it. So
Now, it is Shabda Pramana. There is nothing you or I can say about it. And even to understand Shabda Pramanam, you have to understand, you have to work on it. You have to work on understanding what Shabda Pramanam is. Okay. And then you have to operate it. Correct. You have to operate it and figure out.
I mean, not the definition of Sabda Pramana I'm talking about. As such, the accepting equivalent of Shabda Pramana, which is Vedas in our context, which I am accepting as a Pramana into which I would be going into, so that I understand and get the knowledge out of it.
Correct. Moriji was talking more about credibility. So credibility and all, if we ask, we don't bring the question of credibility here, but credibility is there because everybody has before us, Brahma, Devanam, etc., Imam Vivasvate Yogam. So many people have gone through the process and therefore credibility is very high. It's going to be hard to shake the credibility. But yeah, we accept this as Shabda Pramana. But for a beginner, the concept of Shabda Pramana may be harder to grasp. Correct? So we don't bring these topics just like that. We periodically introduce it, introduce Karo, then take it back. Introduce Karo, take it back. So it takes a little time.
I mean, converting into English, so we have to say something. Otherwise, we say Shabda Pramana. Yes, it is accepted. Shabda Pramana, so is Veda, so I'm following Veda. But if I have to say in English language, what do you say then? So that's what it is coming to actually, finally.
Yeah.
Because English always, for Sanskrit words may not be right words which we say, but very close to what it gives certain meaning, we'll try to say in English, right?
Jaykumar, I have a statement, but ultimately you have to use the Shabda Pramana. That's why you believe in it, accept it, but you have to use it. Until then, you won't reach at the ultimate answer. You have to use it, right?
Yeah, so Mohaniji, nobody is denying that. And so
Okay.
we have to use the Pramanas, no doubt. So to get the phalam, you have to use the Pramana. Correct. So, yeah, in English, what do you say? I don't know. Sabda Pramanam, a means of knowledge which is in the form of words. Like
Non-translatable.
contrast. Yeah, I
You
think
can say
please don't.
Agama Pramana, Shabda Pramana, Agama Pramana, those are the only synonyms that we can use.
Yeah, once we understand Pramanam, we can stick with that word and that communicates. Means of knowledge. Prama, Pramakaranam Pramanam. That is the definition of Prama. Pramakaranam. That which creates knowledge. Or Pramanam. Prama is Jnanam. Prama. Then one who has the knowledge. One who has the knowledge is Pramata. Pramata. Pramanam. Knowledge of what? Prameyam. You can use the word. Prama is a good word to use. All right. So we'll pause with that. So we will we'll meet on Wednesday. So in a way, Bhagavad Gita is not done yet. We are meeting on Wednesday. Yeah. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದः ಮಹೋದಯ.
Thank you. Thank you. So Bhagya, how are your children doing? All settled in college and all?
Yes, they're doing fine, Jay Kumarji. They will be coming back in like for December holidays. My daughter will come back, and my son, he's working now, so he can only take a week off. So it's very different with him. Yeah. So, but yeah, they all came back for Thanksgiving. It was really nice having them after a long time.
So
House feels very
was it the
different
first
without them.
time long break from both of them at the same time, right?
Yeah, both of them. We all met as a family after August, I think only in November, 3 months later. So yeah, it was very different. I'm missing them a lot at home, having neither of them. I'm just waiting for them to be back for the holidays again.
Very good. Very good. House looks different, huh?
Yeah, it's it's very empty. Yeah, fortunately, my job, I had also switched jobs recently, and they've been overworking me like crazy. So I haven't been able to tell after my daughter left because of all the work I had to do. I was working like crazy hours. But the first time she came back from school was when I realized I missed her a lot. So yeah, it was.
Correct. Correct.
You get used to that baggage, and in fact, the gap will increase as second, third, fourth year.
After some time, you will feel,
Really,
why did
yeah.
they come home? I was having good time. Years.
Oh,
Mohini,
Mohaniji. No, we are not like that. We're not.
we never feel that when the child visits
What I am
us,
saying is,
always
you'll
pleasure.
feel okay. You'll feel like, okay, I had a good routine going on with my
Your
Vedanta.
routine, yeah, your routine is upset, yeah. No, actually, the good thing is they know my routine already. They know that at a certain time I have classes, and they got used to that too. So, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like there's nothing worth doing at home. Like even cooking,
See,
it's
that's the
such a
problem.
boring
Have it,
thing now,
you
right?
have that.
Unless you
Yeah.
have kids, like you don't even feel like cooking anymore, right? When they came, we cooked so much, and they
We
took
all go
everything
through
back with them.
Adhyaya.
Mm.
Go through.
Yeah.
Mohini, how is Yamini, right? Your daughter?
Yeah, Yamini, she's doing fine. She is enjoying her life. She's newly married. They went to Japan. They came back. So last week they came back, enjoying her life. Yeah, she's an assistant professor doing her job. Husband, they're all happy, and that's what we want.
And they're in Cincinnati or something, or?
No, they're in Columbus. They're close by, like 20 minutes from my house.
Okay. Oh, that makes it very convenient for all of you.
Yes. Yeah.
Good. That's good.
They have chosen a right place first time going in Japan.
Huh?
Yeah.
Going to Japan first time as a pair is a nice place to go. Their culture.
Yeah. That's what they went for their honeymoon to Japan. So yeah, they liked it a lot.
We were there in Japan
what are
last
they?
3 weeks. We were there in Japan last 2 weeks ago for 3 weeks.
Oh,
Tokyo to Kyoto and then Hiroshima, Osaka.
Yeah, they
Beautiful
went
country. And then
multiple.
very disciplined people, very clean.
Oh my God, they were
very
telling like
humble.
it's so clean and disciplined. If they have a purse or anything on the road, even after 12 hours, it will be there. They said like people are so conscious about, they respect each other. If elder is going, they will bend down from their waist, and even they will respect the elders in front. It might be a stranger too, but they were talking about the etiquette. It's really amazing that they still have that.
They're very, very conscious about the garbage, whatever the paper we use in
Yeah, it's
America.
very
So
clean.
crazy.
You will not find a trash can, she said.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. All the time, we keep it in the pocket, and when we find it, like finding treasure or something to
And
throw.
they will
Throw
give
it.
you seat if elder is standing. I mean, there is no question actually. They will just like get up and it's very. They have that Eastern culture still maintained.
Yeah, the best culture we have it there.
Very humble and
Very humble.
helpful.
Yes, that's what I heard, Bhagyaji. Yeah.
It's, I mean, we lost the way, so it is a mile from there. One lady, she got down from her bike and walked all the way to the park with us to show, just to show where it is. I thought, oh my God,
Very nice.
very nice, very nice.
Also, Japan, they had so many kinds of cookies, and their packaging is so nice.
Very good.
Very, very, very nice. And then I don't mind visiting again. Very
Very good. Very good. So Hiroshima, you saw the sites and all that.
Yes.
What
Yes,
is
sir. Yes,
The
that's
memorial park and
where the nuclear bomb blasted, and then they did the memorial. Very nice memory. They're very heart touching when you said that one.
it's very hard. I mean, you cannot see that video how it's happening. My God, we saw the students were also coming visiting. Some of the students were literally crying after seeing the show. I
The
mean,
museum, they made the museum whole the Holocaust. They did the presentations, and then how was it before, how, in what way it affected, and then it is very disturbing. I hope it will never happen again.
You're muted, Bhagyaji. You're muted.
I thought, okay, from elementary school to college, the students will come, and I think on that day they will come and do whatever they're supposed to do. I forgot the name of that. But still, they don't hate anybody.
Yes, they don't hate Americans. They
They don't hate Americans. They don't, I mean, nobody talks about it. So that was really amazing and surprising. So even we how in India we talk about Pakistan and other places, sometimes the way our words come out as if we are really hating them. But here we did not even hear one word
Bad.
against American or anybody. That was really surprising.
well, they are value driven, they are hard workers, and they are compassionate, and they don't bother about other people or countries or other people's business. That's great qualifications, great qualities to have.
It's exemplary. I mean, even when you hear it, I haven't been there, but when I hear it, it just makes me feel, wow.
In addition to that, they have a good policy of not giving immigration to certain sections so that their culture can be sustained.
Yeah, they're a homogeneous group, and it's much easy to have a lot of unity and values when you're homogeneous, because when there is diversity, it is a little bit difficult to have the values same in all throughout the diverse communities.
Yeah, so the West, Europe and America is now learning. I hope they are learning about
I
this
hope so. I hope so, Jaykumar.
diversity, and forced diversity is not.
In America, will never learn.
Europe too. Yeah, now Syrian, it's emerging, so there'll be more.
Yeah, he fled away, Bashar. He's not ruling anymore. The entire regime has changed.
Yeah, that's why people will move out of that mostly and then enter into Europe.
And that's like giving Syria in ISIS hands.
Yeah.
It's in the hands of ISIS, which is those rebels are hardcore.
very sad, some of the things that are going on. Anyway,
Very
good.
sad.
We will meet again.
Thank you, Jaykumarji. Namaskara.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Jaykumarji.
Thank you, Jaykumar.
Hari Om.
Yeah.